so limited. See, my kind of happiness is the more spiritual kind, like 老子啊、佛教、基督教说 blessed are the poor, blessed are the people mourn, right? And 老子不论什么地方都安乐啊 contentment. Buddha happiness about inner peace, inner harmony, equanimity, feeling equanimity, regardless of what happened. So I think about kind of happiness that's deeper, more sustainable. It doesn't depend on my success.
Right.
Doesn't depend on having good things.
Materials, yeah.
That I'm talking about happiness that you can have experience anytime. Anytime.
It's not
It's
dependent
based
on
on
external.
spiritual cultivation. So they don't buy that, right?
Really?
Yeah, there's no such thing as third hand. Everything is mnemonic. I just last minute conference, I was debating with a big name in psychology. What's his name? Ken Shelton. You know Ken Shelton?
I've been out of the field.
Ken Shelton is one of the big names here. You know, he said no such thing. Only two kinds: Aristotle kind and hedonic kind. I don't know that's third kind, the Chinese kind.
But they must also recognize that there's happiness outside of the senses and
The
an achievement.
achievements.
Like they must also recognize that there's a
Well,
happiness.
but they say everything is eudaimonia or habit. They want two kinds. So I'm the only one that said the third kind.
But how do they explain someone like you said who doesn't
Oh, well, they
succeed?
ignore me. They ignore me, right? So it's first,
They think it's exception.
first they ignore me, then they ridicule me, then they attack me.
Wow.
Then eventually, oh, see, we also know that too. See, then finally they take my ideas as theirs.
Can I ask you something? Is there any research or study that shows that the short-term delusional positive illusion thing is actually like detrimental? Like it shows that you have a
Oh, yeah,
spike.
they are.
Okay.
They are. They now begin to do research now.
Okay.
So pursue happiness can be bad for you.
Okay.
Because it can be bad for you for many reasons. Okay. One is that illusion will
burst.
dissolve, will burst.
Right.
Okay. The second one is that whatever you pursue, it never truly satisfies the deeper need for happiness, the
Right.
deeper spiritual need.
Right.
So that means whatever they do, they still cannot find the inner peace, inner satisfaction. That's why many people say, I pursue everything, I have everything, I'm still empty inside. So they begin to awaken to pursue a spiritual path. You see? So there is a lot of research began to research that, they will not mention my name, say, they say, oh, well, but happiness can be detrimental.
Right. The empirical data.
I put data, yeah.
Right. I think I remember reading some stuff.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
So
So my
how-
paper, I can send you my recent paper, the document. Yeah.
It's a statistic, right?
Yeah, I was getting. So I'm all alone. So you guys help me.
So funny.
I'm all alone, right? Only Taiwan people support me.
Oh man.
我好可怜啊！
Isn't there anybody else doing research like
我
you?
好可怜啊！只有
Nobody?
台湾，只有台湾 people support me。
But how do the traditional positive psychologists explain what you
Oh,
just
they
said?
ignore it. They ignore it.
They
right?
just don't
They
talk
don't
about
talk
it.
about
They just say that
But
you
it's
need
so
to keep having
relevant.
illusions. Is that right?
But it's so relevant.
They say, shut up. Don't tell people that.
What?
Keep quiet. Eh? They're trying to silence me,
But
right?
it's such a big part of life that we know
Oh,
that
they're silence me,
materialistic-
right?
You are so brave.
Okay? Humanity Buddhism. So it's not religion. Okay? Buddhism is not religion. Anybody can practice that if they buy the teaching by practice. So humanistic Buddhism saying that Buddhism is just another teaching about humanism. Okay? Then the other Buddhists saying that Buddhism include a set of dogma teaching, okay? Involve a set of practices and involving a hierarchical organization. These three elements define religion. Religion is organized. Religion, including a set of dogmas you must believe. Religion includes a set of practices you must do. Religion includes an organization with authority that you obey. So by definition, Buddhism is religion, right? Now, spirituality is different. Spirituality means that there are three elements. Spirituality means that you believe in something that is transcendent value. You believe in some transcendent value that's bigger than yourself, bigger than any material things. Okay? Secondly, you recognize that something in the world is secret. It's holy, it's secret. Okay? It's more important than money or other material things. So this sense of the secular spiritualism will say nature is secret, okay? Or human life is secret, okay? So you have to believe in something that's secret. And thirdly, spirituality believe that we'll seek connectiveness, being connected with nature, being connected with other human beings, or being connected with a higher power that cannot be explained scientifically. Okay. So this is spirituality can be secular, can be including theistic beliefs, or can be atheist, no God, secular. But still all the three elements: connectiveness, belief, a sense of sacredness, and also belief in some transcendental value like compassion, justice, certain value, beauty, truth, the classic ideals, right? Which are invisible, non-materialistic, some ideals, right? That humans strive towards, right? So I'm saying that without belief or practice in some religion or spirituality, eventually the world will take over by AI robots or by authoritarian regime using AI and robots to control everybody. So the future is terrifying. The only thing that will save us is a sense of responsibility, a sense of fear, being responsible to someone. Responsibility is what will save us. That we're not only responsible to do for ourselves, but we're also responsible for some higher authority. That one day you'll give account. You'll give account for how you use your life. Every life is a gift, right? The gift is for us to use it to serve other people, right? So we all have to give account how we use the gift.
Have you ever heard of
He is still mechanistic behavioral sense, right? DBT, like CBT, still mechanistic. to be the mechanism, okay, cognitive mechanism, okay. The TP simply say, recognize the problem, whatever problem you have. The starting point is recognize, but it was specific, not like for suffering and evil. That's more abstract. You see that you have a problem, then that's the starting point. See? Recognize that you have a problem. Then you develop something in spite of the problem. Now, it's easy to act, same thing, acceptance, commitment, therapy. It's the same thing, you accept that there's a problem, but then you are committed to some higher value. Dialectic, right? Problem, a problem, and then value. You commit yourself to some value. They're all mechanistic. That involves spirituality. Still, the framework is still mechanistic, cognitive and mechanistic framework. See, DAB and ACT consider as the second wave of CBT.
Yeah, right.
But still the same framework. Take a broader view of human existence. A human being is not just cognition. Human being has a spiritual side. We have to deal with the deeper issues of human existence, about spirituality, about the fact that life is full of suffering. For example, nowadays, come to think about it, I feel really sad for when people celebrate birth of a child. I also feel sad for a baby, a poor baby. They don't know what kind of future they face. So right now in this world, okay, if you live in a capitalist society, there is meritocracy, competition, right? Nobody's happy, You are winning, then you worry about being toppled by other people. You're not winning, you're frustrated. This system of endless competition, nobody's happy, right? The book come out about the trap of meritocracy. Nobody's happy. In communism, supposedly the government take care of you, but actually not. The government take your wealth and keep for themselves. They enjoy everything. Their children, not America, all drive fancy cars, horrible, They own, each child owns 3 or 4 fancy cars. Each car, 200,000, 400,000. They take money for themselves. The other people, not only no freedom, but they still have to compete to find a job to succeed. To come up human life. So you guys are lucky, right? No more competition, right? You compete by yourself? No, right? Right?
Yeah.
Community,
Helping
right?
each other.
Of love, helping each other. That's supposed to be like that. But outside the religious community, the horrible world, that's why I feel sorry for them. So you guys are lucky, right? So happy. Don't worry about competition, winning and losing. Everyone else worry about losing jobs, whether they can get a job. When they get a job, how long can they keep the job? They keep learning in case they become outdated, okay? It's a lot of pressure. So my solution is not to turn everybody into nun or monk. That's not practical, right? My solution will be let go, keep a dim view about material success. Just do what is right. 心诚, 心正意诚, have sincere, be sincere and do the right thing. And don't worry about failure success. So do what is needed, what is necessary, and do it with all your heart. And I have a big house. I'm quite successful, but I didn't pursue success. You even that on the biography, you know that I always pursue things that is contrary to convention. I choose to teach small university. I choose to spend a lot of time to helping people. So I do things that are contrary to success. You know, so God bless me. So that's I'm lucky, right? So the key is not to take worldly success too seriously, but rather think about how to use your life and time to serve humanity, serve others, right? To develop your gift to serve others. So that's, you consider philosophy, consider spirituality. So it's not easy, but at least you have peace of mind, right? You have mature happiness. So I'm not part of any big hit parade all by myself. But I have my friends, right? I have a friend from Taiwan. And they love me, right? That's good enough, right?
You're very wise.
Huh?
You're
Very
very
wise.
wise.
Yeah, that's good enough for me, right? Yeah.
Can I ask you something? So what kind of tools do you give people who, like, you know, let's say they agree, let's say, you know, they agree that, oh yeah, you know, I don't want to compete and all that, but you know, I'm surrounded by people who want to compete, and then I
Okay.
get this, like, how do I,
Okay. So I don't compete with other people, but I compete with myself. I say this year I must be better than last year. You know why? I say, I'm tell you why. In psychology, they talk about growth mindset, right? That everyone can grow. The scientific proven that's helpful. Humanity psychology talk about self-actualization. You actualize your potential.
right?
So in a way, it is a natural law or spiritual law that we have a responsibility, we have the 本分 or the obligation to be what we are meant to be. Okay? In order to be what we are meant to be, we first of all discover our strength, our vocation, our career. That's starting point. Then we're also responsible to cultivate, to develop. And don't waste your time, but every day you be a nun, you'll be the best nun, right? The best within your ability. Doing the best you can, whatever your gift, okay? You're singing, then you'll be the best singer. You're not competing with other people. You compete with other people, you'll be jealous, you'll be disappointed, right? But this sense of improvement, have intrinsic joy, right? Oh, I can do better now. I discover deeper insight into Buddha's teaching. Or I discover deeper compassion for people. Or discover new ways to feed the poor. Or discover better ways to teach mindful meditation so people can really apply it. So this challenging yourself, that constantly improve yourself. So that if you're really good, then you'll shine. Right? You don't compete with other people, but you are good people. Well, he got right there. It's good, right? So people discover you. So in a competitive world, based on merit, if you simply compete with yourself, you still can win the competition. You are really good.
Yeah.
You will keep on comparing with other people, make you paranoid.
Losing race.
Yeah.
You get more stressed out.
Yeah, more stress all that.
And then
This
you're not
way,
even aiming for the
啊
best.
平安啊，心里平安啊，我自己改进自己，是我的天分，我的本分，要改进自己啊。今天要比明天更好。